Hello, all. This is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. And in this particular video, I want to talk to you about whether PhD students actually get offices. So this is a question that you sometimes have. I've heard this before, and I didn't know when I was doing my own PhD. So if you don't know, I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I am doing this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can, because there are so many people that help me out along the way to get a PhD and to get through graduate school that I wanted to give back as much as I can. So I created this sort of sharing economy proofreading platform to help out as many PhD students as I possibly can. And then as well, I'm doing these YouTube videos to be as helpful as I possibly can to other people around the world, because there's only me. And I know that if I do something like this, it actually could be bigger than me, right? So do PhD students actually get offices? Yes, they do, depending on the institution and the program that they're in. So it varies very much across the different schools and the different disciplines within a university. So you can think of a university as a business, and they have a certain amount of money in each different discipline. Each university has a certain amount of money. Some of them are much more wealthier than others. The wealthier universities are going to have more resources. The less wealthier universities are going to have less resources. And the more wealthier disciplines or departments, they have more resources, and the the more wealthier sort of disciplines, they're going to have more resources, and the ones that are less are going to have less resources. And so what people that are managing either the university or the different departments, what they're going to be doing is going through sort of a checklist of things that they would like to accomplish. And PhDs and PhD offices that are at a certain sort of level within this checklist of all the things they want to accomplish and want to get done. And if it's below that level, if the PhD offices are below that level, then they're just not going to get funded, and there's not going to be offices at those particular institutions. So in a business school, quite fortunate that a lot of business schools actually do have offices for PhD students. It's just one of those things. In a business school, they have a little bit more resources. They have private funding, things like that help out with the different disciplines. But basically, what ends up happening, and this was my experience. So I was at the University of Western Ontario, the Ivy Business School, and now I'm at an institution in Florida. You can look it up, and I apologize. I just wanted to separate the two different entities, right? So the what normally happens is that, and this is across a lot of different programs, I've heard people talk about this, is first couple of years you're in kind of a general cohort where there might be, I don't know, 5 to 10 different people in an office. That was what I had. They called it the chorale, and people just go in there, and there's a bunch of PhD sort of cubicles, and everybody sits together in a sort of an open space, and they do that for a couple of years. Really fun. And then after that, you get your own individual offices after a couple of years, and you can have your own little workspace. And a lot of that just depends on whether you have teaching responsibilities. For example, you might need a phone, you might need a separate office to meet with undergraduate students, because you need a little bit of privacy to do that kind of stuff. So that's an important thing to think about. And sometimes programs, if they are teaching, then you would get an office, right? So you can have that privacy. The key thing that you have to think about is that these offices are not luxury offices, and that's universal across every program and every university that I know of, that the PhD students don't get the best offices. So literally in my second year, I was assigned, and oddly enough, I was the person that was assigning all the office spaces. The PhD students got to do that. And I was assigned to a converted broom closet. So a few years before, the PhD program expanded dramatically at that institution, and they converted one of the broom closets into a PhD office. And it was really small, no windows. It was in the basement, and that was my office. And I had somebody else in that office as well. I do really apologize to this particular person. I know that wasn't really all that fun. That was awful. But that's what you get, right? So that's the only resources that are available for PhD students at the time, and so that's what you get. That's the kind of space that you're in. It works because you're just kind of doing your thing, and that's fine, right? So what if you actually don't have any space? So some of you are PhDs that are watching this and you don't have any spaces. I would highly recommend that you create your own space. So a lot of people either work at home and they spend a great deal of time working at home anyway. So even if you have an office, then a lot of people will work at home. What I love to do is actually working in coffee shops, and as well as sometimes I work outside. So I'm in a place that is really nice outside in Florida, so I'll work outside. There, you just want to create your own little space, your own little cubby hole, wherever it is. I had my own little office at home. Now I just work in my bedroom or something like that, and you just kind of want your space, right? That you do. This is where you do your work, and that's your thing, right? You just got to get comfortable and get used to that, and it does take some time to get used to it. Particularly those people that are coming from industry, and they are used to having your own space and all this luxury kind of stuff. When you go to a PhD program, that all goes away, and you have to kind of just make do, and you find places. One of my favorite places in my undergrad and master's program, and it was just, and even my PhD when I was writing my dissertation, was going to the library because it was really quiet and people were studying and there wasn't a lot of distractions there. And then I could turn off the internet and just get my work done. And that was really effective to get a lot done. And that was wonderful for me. It forced me to not sort of read a lot and forced me just to actually write and get things done. So hopefully that helps. And if you do like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. It gives me feedback. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to give back as much as I possibly can, and hopefully this is helpful. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.